Okay, let's go. Cool to be live again. So we're going to continue our walk cycle session. Let me do first a quick sound test and let me know if you can hear me good or not. I will check it quickly. Let's see. Sounds good, I think. Should be fine. Let's check here. Let's see. Yeah, should be working. Okay, cool. So, yesterday was a super fun session. I learned a lot, explored different walk cycles, animated a walk cycle. I can show it quickly. So, this was the walk from the session yesterday. Just a simple walk, getting back into the flow. And I think the more walks I'm animating right now, the better the understanding of it will become. And yeah, understanding more details like how to design the body while walking, all those kind of fun things. How to time the walk is also something I want to experiment a little bit more in the next weeks. Yeah, that was the session yesterday. We started with that. You can, if you missed it, you can watch the whole stream from yesterday on my YouTube channel or on Twitch. And I will also upload the highlights on my socials, for example, on Instagram, if you want to see the more compressed version. And another thing we continued was to look at some, or like first from imagination, to look at some different key poses and start with the contact position, like here, and then the passing position, the up position, and again the contact position, and design a little bit a walk and experimented how a walk could look differently. And that was the focus on the stream yesterday. Yeah. So, today I'm going to start again with a simple walk to get that more practice in. in that field. So again, we're starting with two simple lines, with the bottom line and with the top line, like that. Let's try to make it straight. Maybe there's even a shortcut for it. Not sure right now, but let me know in the comments on the chat if you're an expert in Clip Studio Paint. But yeah, so we're on a new timeline layer. We're going to put down our first drawing. Again, we're starting with the first key drawing, our contact position. Like that. I tend to start the drawing a little bit too big. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Indicating where the knee is with an X. So it's a little bit more easy to maintain the right proportions. Like that. Now we can think like both of these legs here could be in front. Depending on that, like if this leg is in front, we have to put this arm here behind. And I'm just thinking how I want to design this walk. And I think I will put this leg here behind. But it's really open to you. There's no right or wrong. Let's clean it up a little bit. Like that. And now we have this arm here. Maybe let's add some variety. And place one arm here. Like that. And the other arm goes here behind the body. And I'm just cleaning it up so it's easier to understand what is in front and what is behind. Like that. So that's our first contact position. Then again, on a new layer, we're drawing the next contact position. That's where the person that is walking here will arrive. And we're just switching what is in front and what is behind. So this time this arm here will be in front. And this leg here now will be in front. Let me know if you have any question. Then I can take time and explain it a little bit more in detail. Right now, I will speed up the process of animating this walk here a little bit. So we can make more progress today. And now this time, this arm here is behind the body. like that. I will place this drawing on frame number 9. And again, this is our contact position. Contact, because both feet are touching the ground. I think I said this now so many times. You heard it so many times. So I hope the information gets through and it's understandable what I'm trying to explain here. Cool. So we have both contact position. That's the place where we start our walk cycle with the two first key drawings, our first two contact position, and then in the middle, you know, if you followed what I was explaining the last weeks, the last months, the focus was on walk cycles. Now you can guess it. The next drawing is right. The passing position. Passing. That's the position where one leg is passing the other leg. Yeah, cool. So let's see. I'm also curious if at some point I animated so many walk cycles that I don't want to be ever again animating walk cycles in my life, but I hope that's not the case yet. So while I still have fun with it, let's keep learning more about it and develop our animation skills. I think there's also there's more fun subjects to learn about 2D animation, like how characters are fighting, or more action scenes. But to start with the basic and the fundamentals and learn how a character is walking, I think is very helpful and valuable when you look at the total a career of a 2D animator. To start with these basic things in the long run will give you a lot. Okay, before I only talk here in the stream, let me sketch again the next key drawing, the passing position. And now we have some different possibilities here in the passing position. So we could design differently. We can think about how is the character walking. And for example, we could move the body more forward or more to the back, like I explored yesterday. This, what you're seeing here, is the passing position, and we can push the character to the front. We can swing the arms around. So many possibilities how a character or someone can walk. So what are we going to do? So this arm is moving from the front to the back, and this is okay. Then it's also by placing the two first contact position, we already made some decision about how the character is moving. Let's keep it simple. Like that, the arms. Let's clean it up. So again, we're animating a simple walk to get the practice in. And I don't think I will add too many keyframes with this walk. Don't add too many in-betweens, too many drawings. So I will stick to the main key position. I think I will draw the contact position, the passing position, and maybe the down and up position. And like that, animate a couple of walks and see what I can do differently and experiment a little bit with a couple of different walking styles. Now we're adding the down position. Let's try to just go a little bit down, not too much. Just a little bit. That, I think. Oh, I keep it like that. Just thinking like how much I want to bend the knee here, like this knee and this knee in the next drawing. Let's try it like that and see if it's working. And if you're not sure if the next drawing is working, just go back and forth like that and see if it makes sense. So I just want to make this one a little bit bigger, this line. Cleaning it up. And really right now focusing on the legs. Now we're adding the arms. The front arm first. Now this arm that is behind. And I think that's working as for the down position. Just moving the body contact position a little bit down and then over to the passing position. Cool. And now we're adding the up position. contact down, passing up. And also here we're going only slightly up. Just slightly. Like before, we made it a little bit extreme where we really pushed the height of the character in the up position. And now we're making it just slightly. Let's see. The arm is moving more to the back. When you are drawing, I even have to make it more. The arms, always try to think more in arcs. So you have the arm here, you have that here, and try to like have this arc movement. And not just let the arm move like that, because then you would have a problem with the right proportions. I hope that makes sense. And let's see what the leg is doing. It's going straight. So we position it here and here. Like that. And really animating step by step each arm, each leg. And checking if the animation is working by going back and forth. And that's the cool thing with a simple figure like that, you really can concentrate on the first like simple things of animation, like going back and forth and checking if everything is working, and you don't have to look at too many details and really can focus on the animation. That's why also we're keeping this character so simple, to check if the animation is working or not. So now let's look at this leg behind, what that leg is doing. So here it's straight, and the next one it's like bending. So for the up position, we want that the character is moving slightly up, really just slightly. And indicating the leg that is behind. With some shadows, with some lines. And the thing that's missing is the arm. What is the arm doing? Like here, it's bent like that, and here like it's up. So we find a way where we can show that up movement and just adding the arm in between and looking if it's working. Looks okay. So we can continue. And we can see, if I play it now, we have that natural bouncing of the body while walking, going slightly down, slightly up, slightly down, slightly up. Yeah. If there's any question, happy to answer. Or like any observation from your side, any tips, something I'm missing, happy to know. Really also in the learning phase right now with these walking cycles and repetition and getting better with it step by step. Cool. To finish the walk cycle, we just have to repeat sketching in the down, passing position and up position. And then we have finished this walk cycle. So we can just go over the first down position, add a new layer, one frame, enable our onion skin, change the setting a little bit. The next frame, we're going to make it white. So we only see the previous frame. And now we can just sketch down, let's call it down 2. We can just sketch over it to make our life a little bit more easy. And now we just have to switch the position of the arms and the legs. So this time this arm is in front. And this arm here is behind the body. So we want to achieve, not sure how to say it in English, but the goal, I think that's the word. The goal is to complete the full cycle. That's why it's changing the position of the arm and the leg, it's changing. And now we're placing this one behind and not in front, because we're coming closer to end the full circle of the walk cycle. So same thing goes for the leg. Now this one is in front and this one goes behind, and by just drawing over it, we already designed it the way we wanted it to be for the first half of the walk cycle, so we can use it as reference. So we save some time and sketch over it. Now we indicate it again with some lines that this one is behind. Like that. And we can now drag this one in front 2 frames ahead of the first of our last drawing. That was the last contact position. And now if we go 1 frame forward, or 2 frames actually, just 1 drawing forward, we see it's working. And we get the down position that we want to finish our walk cycle. So here's down position number 1. And here's down position number 2. Just with the legs and the arm switched on the opposite side. That's like the workflow, how we're going to finish our walk cycle. And the same thing now, again, we need the next passing position number 2. Just with the legs and arms switched on the opposite side. So we're using again our first passing position, passing 2, let's call it that way, that we already sketched, where we know, okay, we like the animation. We can just use it as reference and switch the legs and arms. Like in this case, it would almost work to not switch it, because if the arms have the same motion, the forward arm, the arm that is back here, it's not so necessary to change it, but we're doing it right now like that. But I think you get the point. Doesn't have to be necessary, because you don't even see what's the difference in terms of what is in front and what's behind. That sounds even confusing for myself, but I hope you got the point. Because here right now, again, it's important to change it, because both legs have a different motion. So we have to again put this leg here, now this time in front, so we can complete our walk cycle. And this time this leg here is behind the body. Like that. Just switching it. And now again, for ourselves, to keep it clear, especially when it gets more complex, it's helpful to indicate what's behind the body and what is in front, so we can quickly read that. Let's clean it up a little bit. Like that. And now again, fun thing we can do. We just drag the layer in front 2 frames ahead, like so we have every second frame 1 drawing. And again, after the down position comes the up position, and it's working really, really good, because we already established the first half of the walk cycle, the motion that we want, And now we're just switching the legs and arms, the position of it, and repeating it here. So that's where we are right now. Play it quickly. And now what's missing is the up position. Up position number 2, again, same thing. We create a new layer, enable our onion skin. We show only the previous frame. And now we sketch our up number 2 that we can put at the end of our walking cycle. Just go over it and switch up the position of our arm. What is in front of the body and what is behind. Now again, this time here, this leg is in front. In the front. I hope that makes sense and you can follow. Like that. And again. And also we're keeping it really simple. The drawing don't has to look perfect. It can look a little bit rough. We can always go over it and clean it up. Like that. And again, don't forget the other arm. We barely can see it here. And now again, what's missing? Just pulling that over to the front. Just renaming this layer here. Frame 13. Going 2 frames ahead. And there we can place this one. Now we completed our walk cycle without in-betweens right now. Really just with the key positions. But to add in-betweens now would more take time. And I think I will just stick to the key positions right now. And let's see, let's play the walk cycle. Yeah. And this is where how it looks. When we're playing it, we can make it a little bit more slow. So a cool thing I also mentioned it yesterday in Clip Studio Paint, we can just edit the track, rename in timeline order, and now our frames are automatically renamed. Like before, let's see, it was called 1, 1A, 2, 2A, 3, 1B, 13, 2B, so all mixed up. And if we rename it in timeline order, we get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a little bit cleaner from the name. And now what we can do is again add a track. Like that, assign multiple cells. Assign by cell name, that's why we called it. And we can say like we want now we have every second frame a drawing. We can say every third frame we want to have one drawing. And now, like that, we automatically have our frames spaced out a little bit more far out. And with that, our drawing gets a little bit more slow, and without manually reposition each frame, we can do it automatically with that program. It's really great. It's a cool time saver. And with that, we can look at our animation a little bit more with 24 frames a second. A little bit better timed out, a little bit slower. Yeah, that's our walk cycle right now. Cool. Yeah, if there's any question, let me know. If not, I would say I'm jumping into the next walk cycle, like let's just do one more. We're starting again. Just for practice, I also want to experiment a little bit. What could we do differently in terms of motion? I was just thinking we could also maybe later, like just really animating a character that is a little bit more, has a couple more of details, like where we would sketch out a little better the hips and the arms. But for now, I will stick to the simple figure and just play a little bit more with the motion of the character. Okay. Let's see. Maybe we could also stick to this one and maybe try to animate this one, the one we started yesterday. But I think I will, let's see, try out. Again, we're starting with the contact position. Contact. And I would say, let's bend the back a little bit. So maybe like that. And we make it a little bit smaller. So I have a little bit more space here at the top. This one will be in front, this leg. Maybe like that. Something like that. Let's just even compare it with our first one. Okay, let's go with something like that. Cleaning it up. Again, next drawing is the next contact position. Contact. And again, we're just switching the arms here. I think we have designed the first one differently. think this arm here has to be in front. And I want to even push a little bit more. Let's see. Maybe like that. To give ourselves a little more challenge while animating the walk. Yeah. Like that. Now this one is behind. And this one will be in front. I think this is a more fun walk to animate. Cool. And now again, let's come back to contact 2. And now we're going to switch what is in front and what is behind. Also while drawing, slowly getting into a better flow. It's just easier to put the lines down when being a little bit more warmed up when sketching. Like that. This one right now is behind the body, quickly indicating that. Like that. And this one is behind also. Cool. So while already designing the first contact position with the walk like this, the character looks like he has some fun while walking. And that's also cool to convey already some kind of emotion with the walk without adding any like details or some expression in the face. Now let's add the passing position. And I think I'm going something like do and try out like that. Where the character moves forward and then backwards again. Let's see if this is working. This one will be the passing position. Passing. And this leg here will be straight. Like that. Cleaning it up a little bit so it's easier to read, especially when playing it. So it's easier to understand what's in front and what's in behind. I think this could work. Now what the arms are doing, of course they, like if we're looking at this arm, then at the last it's at the back. So to some degree we have to put it here in the middle. But maybe we can do also something fun with it. Just try it out. Something like that would work. And it's also fun, like now we're placing the other arm also at the same position. It's fun because you would think like the person is happy, then in the passing position looks super sad, and then he's happy again. Like happy, sad, there. Happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad. But yeah, for now, let's keep animating it like that. Who knows what the story behind this drawing, behind this animation is. So we have our contact position. Now we're adding our down position, where the character moves a little bit down, then in the passing position, then a little bit up, and then again in the contact position. Okay, so let's bring it a little bit down. And the question is also, would be interesting to see, like, if we want to bring it even more down than the passing position. But for now, let's make it in between, from the height between the contact and the down position. Like that. Who knows what happened here with the body? Let's give that another try and make it a little bit more cleaner. I think that's better. And let's bring the arm down. Maybe here. Not sure if that's working. We will see it in a second. And now let's keep going. This is the arm behind the body that's moving up. And indicating with a shadow, with some lines, that this arm here is behind. Okay. Now the up position. Up. If you have any questions, again, let me know. Happy to answer everything that is not clear, or where I could explain it a little bit more, go more into detail. And let's continue. I will also again enable the next frame onion skins, so I see a little bit better how I will design the up position. Like that. This is the up position. Check if it's better working. We have to reposition some drawings here in a second, but now it's okay. And the arms. And I'm just seeing, I just switched this leg, so this one is in front. That's always the thing, you have to stay concentrated while animating. So these small mistakes don't happen, but it's of course also normal. Let's quickly change these, so we're again back in the loop of our walk cycle. Yeah, better. Yeah, it's cool to see, like drawing by drawing, that everything comes together. And we have our next walk, where in a second we can finish it. Then we have this walk and see like how does it feel different when we move the body back and forth. Now again, let's see at this walk. And we can learn step by step more about walk cycles. Like how we add different dynamics to it. So this also feels a little bit more stiff now if we're watching it, when we don't move the body back and forth. And compared to this one, it's more dynamic, even if we pushed it more extreme with the upper body back and forth. It feels like it has a more natural dynamic to it. And that's also cool, like these first key drawings are so important if we design our walk. And it feels already more dynamic without even like having in-betweens. And that's also something, like for now, the goal may be like step by step drawing one more walk after the other and adding more elements to it. So we will finish this one and maybe in the next one we will slightly, like now we added like a upper body movement to the front and to the back, and for the next one we could add a body movement also from one side to the other and add the more dynamic with that. Then maybe we could also animate the face, the feet, maybe going a little bit into perspective, all those kind of fun things. And with that, we're bringing the rock more and more to life. Cool. So I will do a quick break, and then I'm super happy to finish this walk and then do another one where we add more dynamic, maybe tilts the upper body a little bit. If there's any question, I'm happy to answer it after the break. And yes, thanks for watching so far. And yeah, super fun session today. And I think I will do like around 5 minutes break and then see you again. Thanks so much for watching and see you in a second. And we are back again. Let me quickly check the sound. Let's see quickly. See quickly. Sounds okay. If you have some problem with the sound, let me know in the chat. That would be lovely. And yeah, I'm going to continue now with our walk cycles. Where did we left off? Where did we finish? So we sketched that first half here, like with the more extreme upper body movement, just to feel out a different dynamic. And now, again, let's quickly rename it. These layers, you can do that by, again, edit track, rename in timeline order, like that. And now we can just go over our first down position. And again, we are changing our onion skin, so we only see the previous one. We're doing that by just making the next frame white, so we can see it. And now we're going over our first down position and call it down 2. And switching which arm is in front and which arm is behind the body. Like that. This time this one is in the front. Like that. Cool. Again, now we can pull that to the front, move it 2 frames ahead. And now if we're moving back and forth, we have our down position here working. Then again, we need the second passing position. Here we can keep the arm at the same position, because it's doing the same movement as the arm on the back side. And now this straight leg here is on the front. And this leg here is behind the body. Like that. And again, we can now take that and move it to the front. So we have it working here. And again, now take the next up position, going over it. And right now it's just a thing of execution. like that. This one now is in the front. And this one is behind the body. Up number 2 to the front. And yeah, that's how we finish our walk cycle. We have big movements. Let's rename it in timeline order. Like that. And now add a track. Assign multiple cells. Every third frame a drawing. And now we can play it. So especially for this animation here, I think in-betweens would be really, really cool. Because we have bigger change of movement. But for now, let's keep it that way. And if we're looking at this animation here, and this really looks more normal. We could really also do one like where we only have like small arm movements, small leg movement. And this one is really, really more extreme in terms of movement of the back. Cool. Any questions? If not, I would just jump to the next walk cycle where we implement some movement in the upper body from the left to the right. And play with that and look if we are able to achieve a good looking animation. So let's do that. Again, first we have to design it, the first drawing. Again, we will push the back a little bit to the back. And let's see how we're going to do it. So let's see. Really right now exploring how we could design this character with the back movement. We're still keeping it simple. This leg here will be in front. Let's try it out like this. I think I will move the head a little bit up. So I could add a neck, but I want to keep it simple. So just having the head floating like that, it's okay for now. Let's make the brush size a little bit smaller. And now the goal is to add a little bit more dynamic to the walk by letting the upper body tilt a little bit. Like that. I think I'm happy for now with the first contact position. Contact number 1. And again, the other contact where the character will move towards. Contact 2. And now we want the upper body move to the opposite side. And this arm has to move forwards, this backwards, this leg forwards, this backwards, and so on. So, what we're going to do first, maybe start with the head, looking in that direction. See how we're indicating it. Like that. No, not happy with that. Let's try to start with the body. Maybe we could add some perspective here and add some foreshortening. Let's see. Maybe like that. So still trying to have that round shape here. I mean, it would be easy to add a nose, but I want to keep it and indicate that he's looking in that direction, but I want to keep it simple. Maybe... I think that's working. Let's see where do... Now this arm here, I think is disappearing behind the body. Yes. And now you can... But that's also cool. The drawing, the contact position gets a little bit challenging. When we add the shift of the body, we have to think a little bit more in perspective. Let me know if you can follow what I'm doing right now. I hope so. And yeah, I hope you can read the drawing also similar like I am doing. What we also want to do, this leg seems to be a little bit short. So just make it a little bit longer. So yeah, we have the tilt in the body. Cool. Also indicating that this leg is behind. Quickly adding some lines here. So these are our first two contact positions. And again now the passing positions. I think this time I'm going to add passing position. I think we The passing position in this case will be straight. So the character will look straight ahead. Like that. I think we have to go a little bit up here, so we can stick to the right proportions. More up. This leg here will become straight. Even more up. I think even more up. Or we sketch the upper body too long. Could be also. Let's check it out quickly. Make it like that. Yeah. Move it down again. I think that's okay. And the other leg is passing. Like that. I would say let's even make it a little bit more like that. Go to the front. Would look more, or should more add a dynamic. So yeah, this looks better in terms of movement of this leg. Like that. So that's our passing position. And here the character, we look at the character more from the side. And we have that movement now in. We could even push that movement more. But for now, let's stick to this movement. And it's okay to have a more subtle movement. So that's our passing position. Passing number 1. And it's also cool to see if already with these three first drawings, the walk already works. Cool. Now let's add the down position. For the down position, I will again, for my onion skin, enable that we see both the frame before and the next frame. And now here we will place the character a little bit looking down. And still have some body rotation in it. Even if it's just slightly. Like that. Let's see how we're designing that other leg that is going to the front. Maybe like that. Really trying out different possibilities. Where to place the leg and what's looking good. That's not working. And it's really trial and error. What looks best. Maybe like that. I think that's okay. Here we have the down position. Number 1. And again, the next one, the up position. Maybe place it somewhere here. See if this is working. Here in this stage, we make the arm at the back a little bit visible, just a little bit. Cool, that's for the arms. Now the legs. Let's change the angle a little bit. Maybe like that. Again, it's really trial and error. And going back and forth and see, does this motion feel right or not? What changes could we do? And learning step by step, trying out new things. Looking at reference like we did yesterday. How do real people walk? And yeah, and implementing it, that step by step in your walks. Learning from other animated walks. Like animators you admire, for example. Push that more. That's better, I think. And yeah, and then with that getting step by step a better feeling for your walks, for your animations. And the more you practice, of course, the more easier it will get. Yeah. So that's our up position. Okay, so again, now before completing the walk cycle, we will rename our drawings in timeline order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now again we're going over our first down position to add the down number 2. And we also, our onion skin, our next frame, we don't need that for now. So we only see our previous frame. We make the next frame in the onion skin settings white. And we can just go over our first down position. And this time we have, remember, the characters looking that way. See if it's enough. If we indicate that with the line like that. And we have the arm still in that direction. And this one is barely visible here. Not the best looking foot, but it's okay. Well, a simple sketch. Now this time this one is behind. Like that. And now with our down position number 2, we can bring that to the front after the contact position number 2, and we get our down position. I think in the end what would be cool, maybe you see it also, like be a little bit more consistent with our head shape. That would be something to adjust at the end. But for now I think it's cool and working. And I'm super curious to see if we finishing this walk cycle, how does it feel if we pressing play this like upper movement, and even if we have to push it more, like even push the body more to the one side and to the left and to the right. Yeah. Cool. Now again, going over our passing position number 1 and adding passing position number 2. This one will stay like that with looking to the side. And again, we almost can keep it like the first one because the arms are doing similar things. This time this one here is in front. And this leg is behind the body. Like that. And now again, our passing position number 2. We can bring it to the front in our timeline. 3A, put it 2 frames ahead from our down position, and we get the next position for our walk cycle. And we almost have every key drawing of our walk cycle. Let's go quickly through it again. Contact number 1, down number 1, passing position number 1, up position number 1, contact position number 2, down position number 2, passing position number 2. So it's really just repeating the first half again, just with the legs and the arms on the opposite side. And that's how we finish a walk cycle. So now, what's finished, last thing for the key drawings, our up position number 2. Quickly check. Yes, this one again will be to the front. Okay. Now this time this leg is behind. And we can bring it to the front. And that's how we finish our walk cycle. Now again, let's rename it, edit track, rename in timeline order. And again, now we can reposition it automatically. Assign multiple cells by cell name. That's why we change the name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We want every third frame one drawing, and now gets automatically repositioned. And we can press play and look at the animation without in-betweens. But I think what gets through is like the body movement from one side to the other side. To add a little bit perspective, or to increase like the motion, could be also enhance the whole movement. Hey, thanks to VT commented, first person with the animation tag actually doing animation I found. Yeah, I didn't really looked up a lot on Twitch, like which people are animating. But yeah, happy that you found someone who's animating. So we're animating a walk cycle and increasing the complexity step by step and explore a little bit how we can, design different kind of walks. But also, I'm sure I know for example Dongshang or someone, they are also streaming and they are super advanced in animation and sharing their process. But yeah, right now, really covering the fundamentals of animation. That's where we are right now. And exploring walk cycles. So, if we compare this walk, like where we pushed a little bit more extreme the upper body to the front and to the back, where also in between would be great, and also slow down the walk, because like this movement here so fast looks a little bit weird, but just to see what doesn't make with the walk if we push the body so much is really, really cool. And the first drawing or the first animation, like there we have the back straight and the drawings looks more stiff, like so. To add a little bit back movement, I think it's a cool thing to give the walk more dynamic. Doesn't have to be so extreme. And here we added that slightly movement from the left to the right. And I think it gets through. Maybe, let me know in the chat what your thoughts are. But I think, you can understand which components make a walk more dynamic. And we also it's more like if we're animating something, more, I would say, more in a comic way, Disney way, I don't know. But also the movements of the legs are really, really like big movements. We could also make them a little bit more smaller. Like the legs are really, really, really far, and we could make them maybe like that a little bit more smooth, smaller, But cool to see that it's working. You doing something? Okay, we could even push more the movement of the upper body to the left and right and explore what's possible there. And also just for practice sake, that we, get used to that practice. And also, I'm not 100% happy with the head movement. I think it's okay. Okay, let's do one more walk cycle where we push a little bit the upper body, and then I will end the stream today. I will maybe stream again later or tomorrow. I think definitely tomorrow, and continue the walk cycle practice. But let's do one more. So, again, new timeline, new frame, and it's also a refreshing feeling to start a completely new walk cycle. And again, for this one, I think maybe let's add a couple of details. Let's see how we're going to design the head. Maybe we add a little face. Don't overcomplicate it. Maybe like that. Let's see how we're going to do that. Will something like that work? Or not? But that's a fun thing in animation. To try that trial and error phase, try new things, see if it's working. I also, for now it's too big. Let's decrease the size a little bit. And also something I like to do. Now let's try to make the leg movement a little bit more smaller. Like I mentioned before. And also maybe add some perspective here. We're just indicating it with some ellipses now. And now the leg that goes behind. Just has to be careful. So I still want the character moving straight from left to right. And don't want to go into perspective yet. So he's not going in a direction like that or like that. I still want it to be from the left to right. So that's a thing when pushing the upper body movement, to still keep the legs going from left to right. So I think crucial for that is to maybe keep the legs really just two-dimensional, more to the side. Like that. And I think we probably still, that angle here is too narrow, so I think we still have to increase it a little bit. That's too far, so maybe we're doing something like that. And that's also the thing when increasing the complexity of this figure, of this drawing. The whole animation process will get a little bit more complex, a little bit more longer. But I just want to see now how this character will feel out. And that's why, yeah, we're adding some details. Maybe like that. And I think something we missed here. Let's do it again. It's crucial. Just to have a little bit more space for the hips. I think now this works better. Get a little bit smaller. Yes. We finally go in a direction, I think, where we have a contact position we can work with. Yeah, I think that's slowly coming together. Not 100% happy with the anatomy of the figure, but yeah, that's always the thing when simplifying a figure. Like, where do you simplify it? Like, how do you show the hips, the upper body? How long do you make things? That's always can be something, even be tricky when simplifying things. It's not always more easy. Yeah. I think this arm has to be a little bit longer. Let's see if we can make it like that. I think that's better, even not super clean. Same thing goes here. It's also a little bit too short, the arm. Yeah, better I would say already. Maybe this part here has to get a little bit more like that. Now cleaning it up. All the mess here we sketched in. So it's easier to understand what we are actually trying to show here. Like that. Okay. Okay. So crucial thing now, I think I'm going to try to animate this character now, but like this is the first stage, the rough phase, so I think especially for this character when adding more details would be helpful to really clean it up and fix some issues with the proportion. Like that. Cool. Increase the line weight a little bit. Okay. So let's go to the second one. And now the character will look in the other direction. See if this is working. Maybe we have to extend this head shape a little bit. Like that. And now we have this arm here in front. Again, we already explored that in the drawing before. And we get the upper body like that. Now this time this leg here is in front. Like that. Let me re-continue the music. Like that. And this arm now disappears behind the back. I think we still have to make it a little bit longer, the arm. Like that. So again we have that movement. And I think we have to make the character a little bit thinner. I think that's better. And of course, when implementing a little bit perspective and rotation of the body, the position get a little bit more tricky. So even switching the arm and the legs and bringing them to the opposite side becomes a little more tricky, and also needs a little bit more foundation of anatomy and all those kind of things, especially when really drawing realistic characters, or when you draw them, when you sketch the walk cycle and the characters are more like naked, you have to show more, some more realistic components of the body, like sketching out the shoulders more, the backside. How do the backside look like? Also, all this knowledge come in handy when you do some anatomy studies and then sketching in characters. But also, I think it's also helpful. You don't have to know that everything from imagination. When getting more realistic, I think it's super cool to just use reference of people walking. But we're keeping it simple. So, and it's an abstraction of a figure. So I think for now, just from doing it from imagination is okay. And I have a specific focus for now for this character. I want to feel out how does a character walking when his body is moving. And I want also just to practice the workflow of sketching a character walking. Yeah. Okay, let's see, before getting in the animation phase, let's see what things I like to change. I think I still want to make, let me quickly resketch this arm to make it a little bit longer. I think I would like that. That's also already something I like to change. Also, let's fix this leg a little bit. Just indicating some muscle. And yeah, also increase maybe the shape of the head here a little bit. We don't want to look him like an alien, but so it's a little bit more consistent. We could also show a little bit, I think. Let's see. Show some, like the bottom here of the chin. And yeah. Let's clean these up, these lines. We quickly redraw it so it don't look like a total mess. And let's make it a little bit more round. Okay. Cool. Then we're adding, so this is where we started. Our passing position number 1 and our passing position number 2. And I really like to start walk cycles like that. I really like that workflow. Gives you good structure to design your walk. Okay, cool. And now we're adding again the passing position. Oh, I did a mistake. That's the outcome if you're streaming 2 hours and drawing concentrated. This is not our passing position. And for the future, also, like if you're seeing I'm doing mistakes, let me know in the chat so we can together develop our drawings here. So of course, this is our contact position. I'm sorry for that. Contact position. Good that I see it now and not after when the stream is finished and say, no, what have I missed? So, and it's called, again, I have to remember myself, it's called contact position because both feet are touching the ground. And of course, then this is our contact position number 2. Contact position 2. And now we're going to add the passing position. Passing position, it's where now this leg will pass the other leg. Let's sketch it in. See how we will indicate the mouth. Maybe like that. And with this one, we will have this arm. Going to the front. Let's add some muscles here. Just indicating it. Like that. We're adding a little band here of the leg. Still feeling that one option would be like to increase the band a little bit. So let's quickly make that. So we're keeping consistent our proportions. Like that. And now this leg here will pass as the other leg. Like that. Indicating that this leg is behind. Cleaning it up here in the middle. So we see more clearly what's in front and what is behind. Doesn't have to be perfect. We would clean it up in the end. But I think it's working. And it's also cool to increase the complexity of the character step by step. So we have here passing position. Passing position now. Number 1. And we still have to sketch in the second arm. Let's not forget that. And yeah, I think it's really coming cool together. Still have to indicate that this leg here is behind. Forget that. And that's also the thing. We animated 3 walks, I think, today. Or that's the 4th walk. And already, yeah, sketching 2 hours now. So the concentration goes a little bit away. But yeah. I think also normal, especially. And streaming more and more. I think I will get more used to it. And yeah, I think it's looking good. Always cool also when animating, then to see going back and forth and when the animation looks good, I think. Yeah, it's a good feeling. Cool. Now we're going to add the down position. For that again, I will change my onion skin settings. Making the next frame red. So we see what's happening before and after. And now we will let the character move slightly down. Let's try to be some kind consistent with our head shape. So this arm here moves down and goes here between these two. And slowly we want to indicate that rotation. I think that's working. Now let's go down. This now leg in the front will bend more. Like that. Just indicating a little bit some muscles here. think that's also okay. This one is behind. Make it a little bit more darker. Yeah. I think that's really working good as a down position. The character moves slightly down, the knees bend a little bit. So we have our down. Down number 1. Passing position. Then we will have our up position. Cool, next the up position. I don't even we have to go much higher than this one. But of course, tilt the head already a little bit. And make it a little bit smaller. And here the body slowly starts to rotate. And we start to see more from the back side of the body. And this arm also comes more out. Like that. And we could also show a little bit of the chin here. And now we're going up, making this one more straight. Like that. A little bit more up. Let's see at the end if it's too extreme. So the heel is going up a little bit. And this leg also moves forward. Just a tiny bit here. I think that's working okay. Maybe this leg is a little bit too big. Make it a little bit smaller. Delete that line here. Cleaning it up. Cleaning this one here up. This one. Like that. And yeah, I think our walk step by step comes together again. We added the complexity a little bit. We are rotating the body. And it's cool to see that it works, I would say. Fun session. Let's choose the white brush. Again. This leg here is behind. Like that. And we have our up position. Yeah, and I think the body rotation is really good. We also added a rotation a little bit with the head. Yeah. Cool. And now we just have to finish the walk cycle again by sketching again one more down position, one more passing position, and one more up position. So we're going just over the other layer. We only want to see the frame before. We go in our onion skin setting, make the next one white so we don't see it. And now we just can go over this one. We still have to make the character looking in that direction. So just changing also the direction towards the characters looking. And this time, like here, go over it. This arm here will be in front. And the other's arm will be behind the back. Now this leg here will be. So let's see how we do that. Will be in front. So we have to do it like that. And this leg will be behind. Cool. And now we just have our down position 2. And we can move it to the front. And we have from our contact position number 2 the down position. Same again goes for the passing position. Here we can keep this head exactly like it is. It's cool because it's looking to the side, and that movement will repeat. And again, also something when cleaning up this drawing, we could also like sketch out a little bit more the ribcage shape, the shoulder shape, the muscle shapes, all these kind of things if we want to. That's also cool to start simple, then you're more faster in your animation, to explore your animation, to focus on your animation, and then you can go over it and increase the complexity. So this time this leg here is in front. And the other leg is behind. Let me know if you have any questions, some observations. Now we're indicating that the leg is behind, like that. And now we have our passing position number 2. Lovely. Cool. And we couldn't put it to the front in our timeline. Double check it, and I think it's working. And yeah, the walk is slowly coming together. Still have to add the up position number 2. Let's do that. I think also we can leave it like that. Now this time the arm is moving to the back. We're simplifying the hand shape. Like that. And this arm here behind the body. And also this leg. Cool. And now we have our up position number 2. And we're getting to an end with our key drawings. Super cool. So now let's rename them again, add a track, rename in timeline order, and again add a track, assign multiple cells by cell name, every third frame one drawing. And now we can see how does it look like. And I think it's working good. I think, like, especially when adding more movement in the upper body, like before, adding in-betweens would really level up this drawing and then also cleaning it up. But I think the basic movement is really working good. Happy with it. So also, like, now streaming 2 hours and 30 minutes, long time. Thanks for everyone watching so far. Let's do a a quick recap what we have done today. So we started with this one, really simple figure, straight upper body, walking. Then we started to animate this one where we added more up or extreme upper body movement. Then we have this one where we implemented some movement and tilted the body a little bit. And finally we got here, we added a little bit more details to the body. And yeah, worked a little bit on the leg movement. And make that body shift from left to right a little bit more clear. And now to add more in-betweens, I think would this make this drawing more smooth. Also clean it up. I think maybe this would be something I could do tomorrow. Would be super fun. And yeah. What a fun session. Long stream today, 2 hours 36 minutes. Thanks so much for everyone watching. And yeah, can't wait to explore more walk cycles. I think I will stream again tomorrow. Would be super happy for everyone joining again so much. Thank you so much for everyone who stick to it and followed the stream. And I will also upload the highlights on my socials, on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and compress the information around 32 seconds to 1 minute. And yeah, hope to talk to you soon. And maybe, yeah, comment under the videos, under the stream if there's anything open, if you have any question left. Cool. So I would end the stream now. Then I think see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And yeah, also have fun drawing. Enjoy the rest of the day. See you soon.